Randall King. Live at the Colby Event Center, Sunday, July 31st for the KXXX 75th Anniversary Party. She's tugging on my heartstrings. Tickets are on sale now at nwksradio.net. Randall King opening for Diamond Rio at the Colby Event Center, Sunday, July 31st.
Good. How are y'all?
Well, we are doing grand. So we're excited about the fact that you're coming to perform with Diamond Rio. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about how is your tour going?
Oh, Lord, it is busy. crazy busy. Honestly, we have, and then over 17 days, we've got 12 shows. So over the next 3 weeks, I have, I think, like basically 5 days off.
Okay, and what are you going to do with those 5 days? I think this is $1 million question.
Well, for 3 of them, the bus will be up north and it'll sit like kind of in South Dakota. So I think maybe might take a day fly fishing with the boys, whoever wants to go. I think we wanted to go see Mount Rushmore.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
So, we got a little bit of time, so I'm not really sure in all that regards, but I do know I do have one day back in Texas, which is a day I got to go do a bunch of paperwork and things. So it's really my day off. So it's a day of catch up.
Okay. The catch up day. Okay. So how do you feel about opening for Diamond Rio? I mean, they're a pretty iconic 90s group. Thoughts?
Yeah, we've gotten to work with Diamond Rio once before at Schulenburg, Texas for a rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
They're great people, man. I grew up big Diamond Rio fan, loved their music. I started walking your way. Come on, man.
Okay, so that brings me to another question. Who all is your inspiration? Who inspires you?
Man, that's a pretty
it's broad.
It's pretty
it's
open-ended.
There's
a lot of people that inspire me. There's a lot of things you take inspiration from. As a songwriter, you should always be looking around and always paying attention, because anything could spark up an idea. So if you're just constantly in that mind frame, anything inspires you. As an artist, I grew up on Keith Whitley, George Strait, Alan Jackson, like pretty much anything 90s, because I'm a 90s baby. But also like even the old school, man. I grew up on Lefty Frizzell and Gene Watson, John Anderson. So for me, it's really broad. I like all country, and I like a lot of other genres too. I like most all genres.
Okay, so
EDM don't really do that for me, but it
right. It is what it is. So are there any other artists in other genres that, like any particular artist that have inspired you or have I don't know, made you think differently about how you go about writing music?
In other genres? Oh yeah, absolutely. Oddly enough, like I'm a massive, I love Breaking Benjamin. That's like as my go-to when I need some motivation while I'm working out. Just put it in ears and just go. Sometimes I listen to it before I go up on a show. It just picks me up. So, I mean, I take as a producer too, like you listen to as much music as you can, because you can take a lot of little things and add it into your music and make it work, make it country. You can hear things that something might need that fills up a space, fills up a void, puts a hook to a song, makes it a little more catchy. So yeah, listen to pop, let it influence you. Let it not necessarily influence you, but take what you can from it and mold it to fit what you're doing.
Okay.
Same thing with rock, same thing with jazz. There's a lot of actually country music uses a lot of jazz in their recording. So
okay, so you were raised in Hereford, Texas. Is that correct?
Yeah, my childhood I spent in Hereford, about 13.
Yeah, the town without a toothache. I found that in my research.
Yeah, because that's where they discovered. So not only is Hereford, Texas named the Hereford cow is named after Hereford, because
sure
Hereford originated the Hereford Whiteface. It was bred in Hereford, but also fluoride. It's where they discovered fluoride.
Yes, I read that. I found a lot of interesting factoids when I was doing research. One of
Drank
which,
out of the well.
yeah, it's so yeah, that's why it helps the pearly whites. So another interesting factoid I found: it is illegal in Texas to milk somebody else's cow. By the way, I don't know if you knew that. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's you're stealing.
It's like that's a given. You knew that already. Okay, so I won't.
I won't. Shot over that. You want some milk?
That is probably true. So now, having been raised in a small town, and just based on some of your music, you obviously are very close to your family. How did that upbringing? How did that prepare you for this musical journey that you're on?
I think a really strong work ethic was instilled in me at a young age, coming from really all sides of my family. But growing up in Hereford, it's my dad's side of the family there, and I come from 4 generations deep of truckers and hay haulers. And Buster, ask what you want, and you want it, go earn it, go earn your keep, figure out a way to get it to you. I think that was really important as a fundamental that was instilled in me young, to just in the sense that no one's going to hand you anything in this industry. Like sometimes you strike gold and you shoot to the top out the gate, but man, it's a grind otherwise, and honestly, the grind is what shapes you. It shapes you shapes your character, shapes your artistry. So for me, work ethic was everything. It shaped me as who I am and my character, and it's the reason where I'm at. It wasn't handed to me.
Okay. Well, that was another video I saw when you talked solely about how difficult the musical industry was. That was actually one of my questions, was what pushed you through, but I think you pretty much just answered that. So
challenge. I like a challenge sometimes.
Well, you picked a big one, so you're doing very well at it. And so when you were a kid, I read in an article that you would spend a lot of time with your dad and ride in his truck, and you would talk about dreams and goals. And I was wondering if you could elaborate a little bit about how old you were when you were doing this, and like what those dreams and goals were. Or did you always want to be a musician? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Always. Yeah, for me, always. There was nothing else I ever wanted to do. I've been singing since I could talk. I've been writing songs since I was a kid. And the only time I got to spend time with Dad was if I went on the truck with him, because he was always gone. He was gone 5 out of 7, and he owned his own trucking business, being a hay hauler for most of my childhood. And then he ended up going to work for Walmart. And he drove for Walmart. And that's when he was really gone, because they'd send him out 5 days out of the week, and he was home too. So if I wanted to spend any time with him, I had to go in the truck. And so I sit in the passenger seat, and he'd show me old country music. We'd put on, he had a Sirius radio, and we'd put on, before the Sirius, before Sirius was everything, he put in cassette tapes. And I always remember John Anderson, Keith Whitley, and Hank Sr.
I had those 8 tracks, by the way.
Oh yeah. It was a little step before my time, but I caught the back end of cassettes. I still remember when CDs came out. I was like maybe 2 or 3, 4 years old. Like, what is this? So we still listened to cassette tapes back then, and it's like just Hank Sr. always stood out in my mind, which is why when we played the Opry, my dad stood in the circle with me, and I was like, sing a Hank song, because that's what he always did. Anytime we go down the road, it was Cajun Baby, you're cheating heart. Like, you got to sing on key. That's what he did. He didn't sing on key.
Optional.
Yeah, I didn't get that side of it from him, but that's riding in that seat. My dad built the dreams with me from the time I was a kid. He asked me, said, "Son, what do you want to do?" And I was probably like 5 years old. And I looked up at him. I said, "Well, Daddy, I don't want to hurt your feelings or offend you, but I don't want to be a trucker." He goes, "Well, hell, son, I don't want to be a trucker." And I said, "Okay." He said, "Well, what do you want to do?" I said, well, I don't really want to travel as much as you do. I want to be a country artist.
Little did you know.
we travel probably even more. So I traded out one travel out for the other. But this is my dream, being on that stage. It's worth all the travel. That 90 minutes in the spotlight, man. It's chasing that neon rainbow. So he put me in guitar lessons at 7 because I would never shut up. I was always saying, and he said, my mom, if he don't shut up, we're just going to put a guitar in his hand and see what he can do. And that's where we're at.
Excellent. Okay. So there wasn't really a defining moment when you're like, Nirvana, I have to be a country musician. It just always was there. No, that's what it sounds like.
It was in my mind, and that's what I was going to do.
Okay. All right. So do you write all of your own music?
I have written probably at least 90% of what I've cut so far. Yeah. I write most everything. At least I try. Mostly because, where I'm at in my career, you're not, the top songs are going to go up the board. Blake Shelton, Tim McGraw, all those guys are going to get first dibs at any of the best songs. And then it kind of trickles back down, you can hit gold. Like I feel like we've hit gold anytime that a song's trickled down and someone's passed on. Shot Glass was passed on by every single person in the industry, damn near. So it came back to me a year and a half later after I was told that I'd never get it. And it came back to me, and we made it the title track. So, You and a Honky Tonk didn't write that either. That was one that was just gold. It was sitting there that nobody was taking. So you get lucky in that sense. And we've been real blessed and fortunate with some of those songs that just get missed. And so that being said, it was always important for me to be a writer, which is I want to be a writer anyway. Like I want to write. I love writing. It's a passion of mine. So for me, I love playing songs I've written and hearing people sing it back to me. It's something that came out of your mind that is now in those people's mind, and they're screaming it at you. Like it's a pretty amazing feeling. So
through subconscious subliminal things, you're slowly taking over the world. Is that what you're saying? I'm just joking. Yes, excellent. I'm on my second cup of coffee right now, so yeah. Okay, so I don't know. You may be too young for Pinky and the Brain, but if you don't know of Pinky and the Brain, you need to look it up. You'll appreciate it.
Oh yeah. I wasn't allowed to watch. Oh no, I watched Pinky and the Brain. It was Ren and Stimpy. I wasn't allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy.
I understand. That's just good parenting.
That's weird.
That is just good parenting, is what that was. Yeah. So
that was Warner Brothers, wasn't it?
It was, I think. Yeah.
Maniacs in the Brain. Yeah.
So, what is your favorite song to play in front of a crowd?
That's really hard.
I'm all about. You said you were up for a challenge, Randall.
I like them. Well, each song kind of hits different, depending on where you're at. So, and the mood that you're in, the vibe that you're feeling, the vibe the crowd's feeling. So for me, it's a really hard song to answer. I love playing. Can't You Feel How That Sounds? It's a new one off our record that is just not. I mean, I love singing it. Like it feels great on the vocal cords. It just sits perfect on my vocal cords, and it's powerful and it's sexy and it's high energy. It just hits, man. It's one of those that every time we play it, you watch the crowd, you can watch them react. They just step back and they go, "Whoa, what was that?" So for me, Can't You Feel How That Sounds? It's my song for baby, and it's it. I love it. So what can we expect for your show in Colby, Kansas? Don't hold back. I'm pretty sure that one's outdoors and it's going to be hot.
No. It is climate controlled. You're going to be in the
Is it
event
really?
center. Yes.
Thank
It's a
God.
big,
Because our last show in Kansas was not. We played
no,
at 2:30.
you're welcome.
It's like 105 degrees. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But yeah, we played Country Stampede last week, and it was a hot one, man.
Yeah, no, it'll be hot here, but you will be in a climate controlled environment. So you can look forward to that.
Well, then either way, it doesn't matter. It don't matter inside, outside, hot, cold, whatever. We always put on the same show. So you can expect high energy and a lot of fun.
Okay. I'm holding you to that, by the way. I'm just saying. Okay. So
you ain't challenging me. We're gonna bring it either way.
Okay. I just threw down the gauntlet. I like it. So now, I was watching some of your videos, and a lot of them are in a rural setting. So do you film your videos in Hereford, the town without a toothache?
No. Surprisingly, oh my God, I guess, yeah. Most, yeah, I guess so. Most of the videos actually have been filmed at least around the area. So what we did, Another Bullet was one of my very first music videos. I think my very first music video was for a song called The Problem, which was off the Another Bullet EP that I produced off, and we did back in Texas. That was filmed around like Lubbock area. Another Bullet was filmed in Hereford. It was the first video my management was a part of, and we brought Another Bullet to some family friends I grew up with, Kevin Smith there in Hereford, and him and his boy Cutter were out there on the horses riding and pushing cows back and everything. So you can see on the video, that's Hereford. That's okay. Right up, pretty close to where my granny still lives.
Okay.
And then you've got, that was kind of the first one we did. The second one was, I believe, Mare, which we did in Post, Texas, in a little rundown hotel. And then
sounds seedy.
And there's a lot of alcohol involved in that one.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what we did next. I think it was Taking Me Heartbreak was just a collection of live shows that we did. We had Zach Morris come out, and he took a lot of clips that were highlights from our shows back in like 2018. And then after that, we didn't do a music video for a minute. I think it was, we did. Once I signed on with Warner, they did a music video for like every single that we put out. So we had 3 that were done up here in Nashville for Burn It Both Ends, She Gone, and Hey Cowgirl. They were all done in a warehouse here in Nashville. Some of them were outside. And then once we did the Leanna EP, that's where I came back home, because of the impact of what those songs were and what that EP was dedicated for. It was dedicated for my sister Leanna, and she never left Hereford and Amarillo. She lived right there, and I had so much connection and deep ties within those songs into that area, and into her, that we brought Sam Sisk down, and he came down to the crew, and we filmed mostly in like Canyon, Texas, where my dad lives now. We filmed some in Amarillo. A lot of the scenes where I was like driving, I was actually driving down a road that I drove down all through college heading back home. It's called Cemetery Road. It's out there just off like by Canyon. And some of it I drove downtown Amarillo, but really the only time we filmed in Hereford was for Around Forever. And the porch that is where I'm sitting there with my dad, that little front porch, that is my granny's front porch that me and Leanna used to play on it when we were kids. Like, my granny's lived in that house for, I don't know, 50 years, something like that. So that porch holds a lot of memories. And actually, while I'm sitting there with Dad, just kind of off behind us a little ways, Granny and her new husband Troy, they're sitting there on the porch watching us, and so she's kind of in the video in a way, and then we filmed in Canadian Texas too. So that all 4 of those videos were really tied into just West Texas, period.
Okay.
Outside of that, I think Shot Glass was in Nashville at a bar, so that's really most of my videos are in West Texas.
That sounds appropriate, actually. So
you asked a question. I've been drinking coffee. You got information.
No judgments. You're not getting any judgments here. None at all.
Everyone else has.
Okay. Okay. So I need to wrap things up. I'm getting the circle finger from beyond.
I bet so. Randall's talking too much.
Yeah, but see, I still have like this many questions, but apparently we have to.
You get a lot of good questions that no one asked, so I'm enjoying it.
Well, no, I mean, I want this to be something that nobody can Google. Because I found a lot of
Google this information.
Exactly, the Google doesn't lie, right? It's always true if it's on the internet.
Them cards are definitely lying to us too. There's a lot of
I know. So okay, so I have some wrap-up questions for you, and these are deep and meaningful and intense. Okay.
Oh, yes, I am a Chiefs fan.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh, Chad just perked up. Yeah. I have a Denver Broncos shirt. Sorry. Come back, Randall. I'm not finished. I have no loyalty to anyone. I just happen to own a shirt. Okay, what's your favorite movie? You've got this.
Oh man, God. I can't even say there's so many good ones that are coming to my mind right now. I don't really have a favorite. I think one of the most well done movies of all time would probably be like Tombstone, maybe. It's up there. It's not even my favorite Western, but like I love Tombstone. Let's go with Tombstone. We'll go with that.
Okay, all right. We'll go with Tombstone. Okay. Favorite food. There's a fly. Favorite food.
Well, probably pizza.
Okay. All right. Like I said, no judgments. You know, it's to each their own. Right on. Okay. So now this is my final question. If there was a fight between a mutant saber-toothed tiger and a T-Rex, who would win? It's a mutant saber-toothed tiger, so it's going to be a little bit bigger.
Probably the saber-toothed tiger. It's going to be faster, and T-Rex is just going to do this. That's like
that's all they can do.
You got one move. It's a jaw. Like, you're done.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we're on the same page then. Okay. Very good. Well, Randall, thank you very much for your time, and I very much look forward to meeting you when you're in Colby and Stupid Fly, and and seeing your concert. So myself and the entire region is very excited to welcome you into the arms of Colby. So
hey, I'm excited to be back down there. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So, and in the meantime, have fun. You know, get some rest, and of course, and safe travels on your journeys.
Hey, thank you very much. I sure appreciate you guys. We'll catch you next time. All right.